Hey everybody, Wolver Monkey here, back with my second video from the Origins loot haul from the Origins 2018. This is focusing on tabletop gaming or card games, board games, that kind of stuff. So to get started, why don't we start off with some cards, huh? Or better yet, let's do some boxes. So pick this up, Robotech Force of Arms. It's not actually out yet, but there's a guy there. We checked it out and it looked pretty cool. There was 3 Robotech games being sold there. 2 by one person was like a board game and a card game, and then this one, and this one basically is a card game, but it's kind of tactical and strategy like. It was only 20 bucks. Fortunately the back doesn't really show you much about the game, so we'll go ahead and open it since I already opened it. So you get a rulebook, which is always nice. Bunch of counters, bunch more counters, and the cards that are used to play the game. It's mostly a ship combat kind of game, but one fleet versus another. It's played on a grid, and then you have various characters from the first Robotech series, and of course you have the mecha as well. I'll flip through the rulebook real quick, you guys can check that out. So it plays in a grid like this, and you can move the ships around. There's cards that allow you to move ships around. There's tokens you can place on the various ships to either buff or debuff it for attack, defense. The mecha cards, you can play mechs along the sides, and they either buff or debuff, add to attack values or add to a defense values. Same thing with the characters. Some cards will let you swap positions of a ship, add or remove tokens. There's defense tokens, there's attack tokens to add or subtract. There's protoculture tokens. So this is what a game would look like. So the guy explained it to me in Phil, and it sounded really cool. And I used to watch this show all the time when I was a little kid back in the day after school, and helped me fall in love with mecha. So that's one of the reasons I picked it up. It looked like a pretty cool, pretty sweet game. So that's the game, and along with that, for a mere sum of $20 more, I picked up a limited card game mat for it. So this actually has the grid on it that you can see. The guy told me they only printed this once, and they're not printing it anymore. Let me get that dice tray out of the way. So that's why I decided to go ahead and grab it at the con, because you don't really need the mat to play, because the grid is a grid, but it looks really sweet. Nice big picture of the SDF one. So alright, so that's the first board game I picked up. The other one, I have a copy of Tiny Epic Galaxies, which we've played a few times. If you're not familiar with the Tiny Epic series of games, it's really awesome. A very, very deep and involving game that you get for, honestly don't remember how much it costs. But it's space exploration and resource management and colonizing planets, gathering resources, increasing your technology level. So it's that kind of game, but it comes in a tiny little box for, like, I want to say 20 bucks, I'm guessing. Anyway, they came out with an expansion set for it. So I picked this up while I was there just because I like the original so much. Tiny Epic Galaxies Beyond the Black. So that's the back there. So let me see, it says this contains 30 pilot cards, 20 advanced ships, 30 exploration ships, 1 exploration mat, 5 hangar mats / rogue galaxy mats, 12 more planet cards, 8 secret mission cards, a rule book, scoring mat, and 5 scoring tokens. It says your galaxies have expanded to the extent of known space. You overlap with your rivals and fight tooth and nail for fertile planets. Now it's time to extend your horizons. Upgrade ships to the limits of today's technology. Ready them with skilled pilots and go beyond the deep blackness of space into the truly unknown universe. So I'm looking forward to giving this a try. Since we've played Tiny Epic Galaxies before, and it was a lot of fun. One of the cool things is the inside of the box is also your dice tray. It is a dice-based game. There's your rule book. There's all your stuff you get. How to set it up. Explanations thereof, and you can see it, that's all there is to the rules. So in the box, what do we get? We get cards and tokens and some paper stuffs. We get a bag full of little wooden things. Ships and counters to keep track of energy and scores. More ships. More tracking counters. Let's see. Here's all the cards. So these are going to be pilots, planets, and whatnot. These are new, the round ones, so I'll have to figure out how those work. This particular one is a derelict station. Acquire 1 energy and 1 diplomacy. Let's see. There's a quick breakdown of the turn on the bottom of the box. There's a scoring chart, or a boring scoring chart. I like the one with the planets, it looks cooler. This says unexplored space. And same thing on the back. So these, let's see, why can't I focus my glasses? Ambition, Aurora, Nexus, Intrepid. So I'm guessing these are your advanced ships. And here's your Rogue Galaxies tracking card. And I believe they're all different ones on the back. Yeah, they have different names. But these look like they're all the same. Yeah, those are all the same on the front. Let's see, what does this say? Human player. Okay. Ship Eater. Chernobog. Bleh. Beloise. Okay, so these are different galaxies actually. Rogue galaxies. So I have to read the rules, figure this shit out, and then we can play a game. But I said the original game, Tiny Epic Galaxies, is super awesome. So I'll be really looking forward to playing this one. And I believe the original one, it's up to 5 players. So it's not a problem if you have more people than just you and somebody. But that's that one. So that was stupid bag. I want to say it was 20 bucks. I don't rightly remember off the top of my head, but I think it was like 20 bucks. So I didn't spend more than $20 on any new game, actually. Unless you count that mat, of course. Alright, the next little board game is this one. In Between. There's no artwork. If you're fans of the show on Netflix called Stranger Things, you will love this game. It is basically not Stranger Things. On this side you have the pretty house, the white fence, the pretty cool car, and on the flip side of the box you have the upside down, the other side. So that's pretty much the theme of the whole game, is basically Stranger Things. A lot of the artwork on the cards are, for lack of terms, fairly blatant as far as IP rights go. But it is a card game. 2 players only. One player plays the town. The other player plays the creature from the other side. Phil and I played this Saturday night in the hotel room. He bought it first, and we played it, and we both really liked it. It was an awesomely fun game. It's another one of those games where it's only 18 bucks at the con. You see how little the box is, right? This is just like, again, it reminds me of Tiny Epic Galaxies because it's a little box, cheap game, but it's very deep. There's 3 different ways to win. There's a lot of different ways to achieve those 3 different ways to win. So I'm not going to go too into depth with it, but it's a pretty small rule book. Very easy to pick up. Phil read through the rules like maybe 15 minutes. and then by the second turn we pretty much knew what we were doing. That's how you set the game up. Those are your, each one of these is a character card. You have a town side, you have the other side for the creature player. It was a lot of fun though, a lot of fun. So I liked it so much that and my wife and I both liked the show Stranger Things. So I figured she would probably play this with me. So Sunday morning when we went back to the convention, I went and bought this one for myself. So that's the rule book. So it does borrow heavily from that show. So what do you get in the box besides the rule book? You get some counters. More counters. These are little markers for the turn marker. Energy, and the purple ones are for putting on the character cards. If you're the creature, you're trying to capture and devour them. If you're the town, you're trying to protect and save the people. And then, as I said before, it plays with a deck of cards. So, really easy, fast game to learn. Very, very difficult game as far as decision making, because it'll be your turn and there'll be 4 things you can do this turn, and every one of them is a good thing to do. So it's really hard to decide what you want to do, but choose wisely, because in the end it'll either make you or break you. So it was a great game. I highly recommend In Between. Who makes it? Let me see who makes this thing. It's made in Poland. Come on, give me a manufacturer. Oh, I can't read that. Let's see. Publisher, Board and Dice is the publisher of the game. You can go to boardanddice.com and pick it up there. I'm sure Miniature Market will have it. But awesome little game. So next we'll do, let's do some card games, huh? So, picked up this. It's an empty box, I know. Weiss Schwartz. That's the name of it. It's a Japanese card game. Obviously, this one's in English. They had starter decks for only 15 bucks, and I really enjoy the Japanese card games, especially when it's based on anime. This particular deck is from the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and if you remember way back in the day, my very first episode of Monkey Babble, I was showing you my anime figures for Haruhi Suzumiya. So that's the deck I picked. Phil also bought it. He bought Persona 5 deck, and we also played this Saturday night at the hotel, and it was a blast, a lot of fun. Totally different mechanics than what you're used to. Enjoyed it so much I picked up a second one for my wife, so I can teach her how to play from the anime called Excel World. So what you get in the box is obviously a deck of cards, which isn't in here, but you're going to get a playbook that has some definitions and some rules to it. Honestly, all you need to play is this one. This is a poster, although I generally dislike when they do a poster map of how to play. But this explains everything, how to play. Basically, all you need is this poster. So, 3 types of cards, characters, events, climax cards, how to lay them out, and then this here gives you a step-by-step of how to play the game. And again, we read through this in about 10-15 minutes, and I'd say by the second turn we had it down as to what you do, when you do, and how you do. And it was really fun. Really liked it. What's cool about this game is as you damage, this comes with it also. It's a playing mat. Let's see if I can get that out there. There, you can see it. As to how you lay your cards out. What's cool about this game is you don't just damage. As you do damage, you put cards in your clock here, and there's 6 spaces. Once you get to the 7th, you start off at level 0. Once you get up to 7 cards in your clock, you go to level 1, and then fills up again, level 2, fills up again, level 3. Your cards have 0, 1, 2, and 3 as far as their level, and they have a cost. Obviously, a level 1 card is not as powerful as a level 3 card. Level 3 will be have higher attack numbers, better no, there is no defense really. Higher attack number, better abilities. So you kind of want to level up so you can get those better cards out, but at the same time you don't want to level up because it's levels 0 through 3, right? Once your clock fills up that 4th time, if you hit level 4, you lost the game. So it's kind of a balancing act. You, on one hand, you want to level up to get those better cards out, but at the same time, you don't want to level up too fast or take too much damage, because then you run the risk of losing the game that way. You put your characters in the front row. Those are your attackers. You can direct attack, frontal attack, or side attack, and it explains all that in the book. Backstage, any of the character cards you put here, basically what they do is they're going to buff the 2 cards in front of them. Your deck, waiting room is your discard pile. Memory would be where the card gets totally banished from the game. And stock is, you put cards in there, and that's how you can buy the higher cards. Level 1, 2, and 3 have costs, and that you buy them with the cards that you end up placing in stock. You can also burn cards from stock to, if one of your characters in the front row is about to be destroyed and would be discarded, you can save them by spending cards from your stock. So again, it's not, I don't want to say it's a complicated game, because I said we picked it up pretty fast, but just like any card game, there's a lot of tactics involved. You got to figure out, you know, which card to use when. I'll show you the cards as soon as I put this away. Since I bought the 2 games, naturally, I bought me a new deck box to put them in. And the cards in here are actually the Haruhi Suzumiya cards. And I've already sleeved them. Since we're at the con, of course, I bought some anime sleeves for them, right? So, all the artwork on the cards directly from the anime series. So it says they have a bunch of different anime series to pick from. Besides the trial decks, they do have booster boxes with booster packs in it, although you only get like 6 cards in a booster pack. Those tend to be kind of pricey. The cheapest I can find, the individual packs, are about $6 on eBay. They do sell them in box sets. The box sets tend to go a little pricier. Besides your foil card, I think you get 2 in each deck. This is the card that was showing through the window on the box. And I did get another foil in here. There it is. If you do buy the booster packs, though, you can get other cards other than the ones that are in your starter deck. And you have the chance to get signed cards by the voice actors or actresses, either way, from said anime. So, you know, you have a chance to win, to get a card like this signed by the lady or person that did Haruhi's voice or Yuki's voice. Those seem to be the only chase cards I can see anywhere online. But like I said, some of the stuff I've seen goes for like stupid prices. Like I said, all the starter decks the guy had there were only $15. They have a deck for Sword Art Online, which is a really cool anime, and I found those online, and they were about $50 for a starter deck. So obviously I didn't buy that, because I'm not going to spend $50 on a starter deck. That's just crazy. See, these are the Excel cards. I still left this in its little container. These I did sleeve too. I thought I would be able to fit them both in the same deck box, and that obviously didn't happen. So these are the Excel cards. I did buy sleeves for them too at the con. I have not shuffled these because I have not played them yet. But a play set is basically 4 cards. You do not always get 4 cards. You can see here this one says level 3, cost is 2. This is a level 2 with a 0 cost. So, and as you said, as you level up, your powers get higher and your abilities get higher. A lot of the lower power ones seem to just buff the characters in front of it. I'll just run through the deck real quick. You can see the artwork on the cards. But so it's a fun game, and if you're an anime fan, it's really awesome. So hopefully I can teach my wife how to play this, and then we'll be playing some of this once in a while. I did see some mats for this online. I don't know if I'm going to pick them up or not. I think I'm going to wait and see just how often, if at all, we end up playing this. So, okay, get these out of the way. Also for cards, they were giving away one of the dealers or vendors there was giving away free demo kits for the Final Fantasy trading card game. So you don't get a full deck, but you get enough to play. 230 card decks. I think normally it's a 50 card deck, my buddy said. But I haven't really done anything with this. Haven't even opened it, to be honest. But it looked pretty. He says it's a fun game. There's the artwork on the cards if you're not familiar. I don't know how this plays, but Phil said it's not too hard to pick up. So it's enough to start it and give it a try. I picked it up mostly out of curiosity, because I said he bought into it last year, and a couple of the other guys that went with us last year bought into it, and they all seemed pretty happy with it. So they said it's a free trial deck, so I went ahead and I should have grabbed 2 of them, so that way at least I have more cards to work with than 30. But so I picked that up. We also got, for cards, they had like a gumball vending machine kind of thing. So I picked up some cards. These are for Force of Will, which is another Japanese card game. You can see that one in the middle is a foil. And what I didn't realize until I got home was, because they come out of the vending machine like this, I didn't realize that that there was 2 cards in each one. So that's even cooler. And again, I got 2 of them are foil, so you end up getting a foil card and a non-foil card in each one. These were $1 a piece. This is another really great game, totally different mechanics than Weiss Schwarz or Magic the Gathering, different than Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon even. I'm not going to go into a lot of depth on describing it, but the best way I can describe Force of Will is a mix kind of between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. So amazing art on these cards. So I got those. Picked up a pack of sleeves for Force of Will with just a generic Force of Will logo on it. And the same guy that was selling the Weiss Schwarz had Force of Will card mats. Again, you don't need a card mat. There's no lines on here as to where to put your cards. But again, these go for pretty good money on eBay, and he was selling them for only $10. So I bought this one. You can hear it's still in the it's still in the paper. Also, what's cool with these, other than most card mats, it has a stitched side, so it's not going to, if you do use it a lot, it won't start to peel or come apart at the sides like a lot of them do. So this was only 10. So that's it for card games. Along with that free deck, one of the vendors was passing out free modules for RPG Day. So I grabbed a Pathfinder module, We Be Super Goblins. I looked over it. I haven't really read it, but I just looked through it real quick. It is a very short adventure. One you could probably knock out in an afternoon, or maybe add to an existing campaign just to break it up a little bit, give your character something else to do. But it's a typical module. Has maps with numbers and letters, tells you what happens in each area. Gives you your crazy goblin character stats and character sheets. But I thought, what the hell, for free I'll grab one, right? So I got that. And let's see, the last board game I picked up was this huge box called Abaddon. I saw this came out, I want to say, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was, you know, standard big box. You can see how big it is. Standard big box board game. So it was like $60 or $80, something like that, 60 to 80 bucks. At the time at Origins when it debuted, if you bought it, you got a free T-shirt and some other crap with it. Anywho, long story short, this one of the vendors there was selling these for only 15 bucks. So I had to jump on it. Phil grabbed one also. In hindsight, I should have bought 2 of them because of the price. What it is, if I can find, there it is. It is basically it's a board game. You get a board of terrain, you get some 3D cardboard slide together terrain, tokens, over 100 game-changing player cards, 32 highly detailed figurines. This is a Mech Combat game. Each side, there's scenarios in it, and each side has mechs to pick from, and basically you're battling across this area to achieve whatever goal it is your scenario has. I haven't opened it yet, obviously, but I don't have a knife with me right now. See if I can get that or not. I don't think I can. No, don't want to dump the camera either, right? That would suck. Let's see if we can tear this open. There we go. So I should have got 2, as I said, just because it will give me double the miniatures, right? So it gives you a chance to mix up your forces a little more. And it gives you obviously a double-sized board, which I think would be cool maybe. I don't know. While we were walking around carrying these, though, two other vendors actually that were there hawking their wares saw us carrying this, and both of them said that they have this game and that they really enjoy it. It's a great game, and they were totally amazed that we only paid 15 bucks for it. So that kind of makes me feel good. It is by Toy Vault, and it is designed by Richard Borg. Okay, come on. Man, that thing is really vacuum sealed. There we go. So, what's in the box? Obviously you get a rule book, rather hefty kind of rule book. Let's see, just page through here real quick. Movement, attacking, command rolls. So basically it looks like a miniatures game that's played on a board. And I'm okay with that. Alright, enough of that, right? What else we got? This is a rulebook example corrections. Well, that's always good to have. This would be our board. Let's check that out. See what it looks like. Wow, it's pretty extensive. There we go. Alright. Well, that's a section of the board. Anyway, I'm not going to open the whole thing. It's fairly large, actually. So, apparently you can move by squares. It's a blue side and a red side. Alright, what else is in the box? Reach it. There we go. So we get stickers. I'm guessing these go on dice, and no clue as to what these do yet because we haven't read the rule book, right? Let's see, villages. What is this? Forests. Bunch of counters, crystals, systems malfunction. And this is your terrain, though. And let's see, yep, dice, so those get stickers. A couple cups for counters, I'm guessing. Oh, here's dice too. That looks good. They get big fat deck of cards, anti-missile missile, and of course the thing everybody wants to see on my channel, the miniatures. So why don't we just go ahead and open those up? We'll just dump them back in the box, right? Alright, what do we got? Oh, he actually looks pretty sweet. Yeah, that's a pretty nice mech, huh? What do you guys think? Can you see that pretty well? It's hard to tell on my camera if looking through the little tiny screen. Definitely a sweet looking mech. Big ass gun on his shoulder, gun on here, got another gun and a missile pack. See what else kind of mechs we have. We got this little skinny shit. They are all the same color, so that kind of sucks. Put those there. Let's see. Another little guy. So it says there's 32. What is this? Oh, infantry. So we got some infantry there. I don't know if you guys can focus. But anyway, that's some infantry guys. So those long skinny stickers must go on the back of these to denote what they are. I got some pretty cool mechs. Says you get 32. I'm guessing it's the same mech for both sides, which kind of sucks butt a little bit. I'd like some more variation, but it looks like it's all pretty much the same shit. As I'm pawing through this, more infantry. Yeah, it looks like pretty much the same couple designs, just more of them. I would say, judging by the type of plastic they are made out of, that they are definitely paintable. Whether or not I'm going to is a whole nother story. It totally depends on how much fun the game is and how often I get to play it as to whether or not I'm going to spend time painting these. Because as you saw in the other video, I got a shitload of Battletech mechs to paint. So painting board game mechs is not real high on the priority list. All this shit back. Stickers, board, fuck ups, and the rulebook. Alright, so that's all the new tabletop board gaming stuff I picked up at Origins this year. Oh, and the only other thing I picked up that has nothing to do with gaming is some pops. I like these guys, so I found a guy that had a Hellboy. Can't find Hellboy at the mall anywhere. I can find Rasputin, I can find Queen of Blood, I can see Abe Sapien, but honestly the only one I wanted was Hellboy. And one guy there had one of them. Actually, there weren't hardly any pops there this year, which I was kind of surprised considering last year, man, everybody and their cousin was selling pops last year. There were just whole vendor booths full of pops. So it was like pretty crazy last year on the pops at the convention. This year there was hardly any at all. But I picked this up from one of the vendors, and then the other ones, there's a comic book store in the food court at the convention center, believe it or not. So I picked up these two from Lord of the Rings, Saruman and Lurtz. And they were 2 for $10, so that's not too bad. So I can add these to my pop collection. Put them with the bad guys, I guess, huh? Alright guys, that's it for Origins loot this year. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you saw something that piqued your interest, hopefully. And when I get to play some of those games that I haven't yet, maybe I'll do a video on those. Maybe. I mean, my channel is primarily a miniature gaming channel, but I figured you guys might like to see some of the other stuff besides miniatures there. Alrighty, okay, thanks for watching, and go ahead if you want to leave comments. I appreciate them. I always reply to comments if you leave them. Thanks for watching.